everybody, and welcome to Intro Skippers, the show where the intro, well, this is the intro, don't skip it.
Right. Maybe we tell everyone if they should skip the intro or not.
I don't think there is an intro.
No, I just mean I just mean in general. Like, is this intro skippable? Yes,
Like,
no?
that means get right to it, or the intro is good?
I don't know. Like, meaning, like, if you watch the intro once, if you watch episode 1 of any show that we're going to talk about, when you get to episode 2, do you hit skip intro or do you wait and watch it because it might be different? Like the way Game of Thrones used to be, where every week they would change it depending on who was in charge of Winterfell and things like that.
Yeah, I don't think this one has an intro.
Right.
So maybe I don't.
I guess we don't skip this intro because there's no intro to skip. But the name of our show is still Intro Skippers.
Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be talking about The Goes Wrong Show, which is based on a bunch of plays and is really funny. We'll get to it later. I am Kim.
I'm Jason.
And what do you have going on this week, Jason?
Oh, I'm just going to Saudi Arabia.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we're recording right now, because you are going to Saudi Arabia tomorrow.
I am. For a week.
And your successful, really cool music career keeps getting in the way of us doing this podcast.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for my success.
Thank you. Finally, you apologize for that.
I know.
So if you don't know, Jason is a very good and successful musician. He travels the world to do his music because the people want it. Previously, what has come up that has been on my radar due to podcast scheduling is a tour in Japan, a tour in Korea, and now a tour in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily call it a tour because I'm just going to be in one city, but,
Okay, I don't know
shows.
music terms.
Yeah. Tours are like multiple shows in a row in different places.
Touring or no?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've toured a lot this year.
You did?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was a tour in the States that probably stopped stuff. There was a tour in the UK that stopped stuff. We tried to start another podcast with 2 other people.
That didn't work. Well, at first it was 3 other people.
Right. Oh, that's right.
And then it was 2. And then it was like, nope.
Yeah.
So I'm easier to schedule. I live close to where we record.
You live closer to my studio now than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
pretty easy for me.
How life goes, I guess.
It's pretty great for me, Kim.
Yeah.
And you. It's good that you have other stuff going on.
Yeah, sure.
Not many people get asked to travel the world for their job.
But you know what? Anybody that's listening to this podcast, they don't care about any of that. They care about this podcast and podcast alone.
We'll talk about something else.
Okay.
I guess we'll talk about The Goes Wrong Show. This one was my idea.
It was.
We're going to switch off on that unless there's something that's unanimous. But I liked the show. I think it's kind of a hidden gem. It is available on Amazon Prime Video. It is available on Tubi. I think both seasons are on Tubi and one is on Prime. And I believe Peacock has it as well.
Oh, all right. Well, gosh, that's multiple places to find it.
I only saw it because I was at my friend's house and they were scrolling through their Prime, UI. And I was like, what is that? That's not on mine. And then I wanted to go see it because I like silly things and theater.
Yeah. Well, how was it not on yours? Or just because each UI is customized to that person?
Yeah, mine is more like, I guess not fun stuff. It's like...
Well, it's all boring stuff?
I guess it's boring. I feel like I get whatever is their hottest new release and sometimes some documentaries. I don't think I use Prime Video very much.
Is that because they don't know you well enough yet?
I think they don't understand me because I tend not to use Prime Video because there are ads.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, nah, I'll watch something that's ad-free.
Well, for those of us who work in the entertainment business, which is both of us, what we watch is not necessarily our absolute taste, right? Because we might have to research something.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I had to research. I don't want to say what the show is. It's a show I really don't like. I think it's for boomers. I think it's very tone deaf, but I had to watch it because I was interviewing someone from it. And I'm not going to say who it was for or what show it was.
I'm going to ask you about it after this.
I'll tell you later, but I was
Okay.
like, I hate this show. I hate this assignment. I'll do it because it's my job and I'm a fucking professional.
You are.
But yeah, and the platform that it's on is always like, hey, pick up where you left off. And I'm like, haha, never.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just Google everything I've ever done and you could figure it out.
Well, at one point I had to tell my wife, I was like, if you hear me listening to something weird or dumb, it's because I'm doing research on it.
Because you're a professional voice actor?
Well, yeah, because I'm a voice actor and I'm a musician also. Like I might need to know what the latest and greatest hits are just to sort of be on, not that I care about that as an artist, but in a way I do. Informed. It's good to be informed. Exactly. Yes. It's good to be informed.
I do that on TikTok just so I know what's going on.
Oh, great. That's probably how you learned about Moodang.
It is not. Moodang is everywhere. Moodang I found on Reddit, actually. Yeah, which is a totally different platform with different people in it. But today we're talking about the Goes Wrong show.
Right.
Which is a 2-season show. It is available online for watching now. If you want to find it, you can do that yourself. I don't need to tell you how again. So it is based on the idea that this is a show within a show. So there's this fictional theater company, and they are pretty unprofessional.
Yeah, you could say that.
There's a lot of things that go wrong due to, let's say, hubris, being incompetent.
Right, a lot of tech issues.
A lot of things that they don't need to do. Like they'll be like, well, now we're all going to eat something in this play and spend 5 minutes doing that, which isn't really something that happens in plays. It doesn't, food rarely plays a huge role in a play, you know?
That's true.
But they're like, well, we've got to spill water everywhere.
Like in 90 Degrees.
It's quite slapstick.
Yeah.
A lot of improv, and then so all of the actors in this are playing a character, which I really like. I am not an actor, but I love theater, and I did theater in high school, and I was a National Honor Thespian.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you are an actor.
Not really, no.
No.
I won a really cool award.
You're an award-winning actor.
Most improved.
Yeah, that award is a double-edged sword.
That indicates that I started really bad.
Yeah. The most improved category is always,
I lettered in theater. Like I had a Letterman jacket with a little drama, happy face, sad face.
Me
you
too.
did too?
Yeah,
People are always shocked when I say that exists.
I lettered in drama and chorus. Yeah, I double lettered.
I couldn't sing.
So, but I mean, everybody else was lettering in like football, basketball, etc. Wrestling, a lot of wrestling in my high school for some reason.
We majored in the theatric arts.
But speaking of that, my drama teacher, named Robert Smith, not the lead singer of The Cure.
Wow.
Same name.
Was that play just like heaven?
It was. It was. We were lost in a forest all alone. But we always thought that was funny that his name was Robert Smith because The Cure was really, really popular at the time too. So, but anyway, and another student of Robert Smith, Christina Hendricks.
From Mad Men?
Yeah.
Cool.
We went to high school together.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the same year?
We were a couple years apart, but she was my girlfriend in high school's best friend. Mm-hmm. So we went to the Cure concert all together.
That's so cool.
And our drama teacher's name was Robert Smith. I don't know. It's a weird
That's really
thing.
Cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool.
The most famous person from my high school is Alex Morgan, the women's professional soccer player, who is really cool.
Oh, hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to a birthday party with her once. So there we go. We kind of know people who are extremely famous.
We do.
Not really, though. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. I do. I will say I have not seen Christina Hendricks since I moved to L.A., but she's friends with Matthew Lillard. Matthew Lillard,
you know him,
sent a picture of us together to her, and she wrote back that I was a badass.
Aw.
So,
there you go.
boom.
Big compliment.
I am justified as a badass by Christina Hendricks.
I love Matthew Lillard.
I do too.
I have rewatched, we're way off topic. I rewatched
Doesn't matter.
Scream, where I just look at what he's doing in the background.
Mm-hmm.
He's brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
You should just do that. Watch Scream and watch what Matthew Lillard is doing in the background.
There's a reason why he has a storied, awesome career that's still going.
Yeah.
Because he's good. All right.
Back to this thing.
Back to the thing. So, what I was going to say...
The podcast that goes wrong because of tangents all the time.
Yes. What I was going to say was that Robert Smith, our awesome drama teacher, would have something called disaster rehearsal. And that was the day before dress rehearsal. So during disaster rehearsal, we had a series of planned disasters by our director and by our technical crew. So we, as the cast, are just supposed to do the play as normal, right? And then the disasters will happen.
They do it on purpose?
They do it on purpose. There's no audience. This is just so that
They made the play go wrong?
They made the play go wrong.
But it wasn't because anyone was incompetent or boorish in this show.
It was to prepare us for if something did go wrong, how would we react? What would we do? Would we break character? Would we stay in character? Would we keep the play going? Because something always does go wrong.
We didn't do that in my theater. Maybe we should have. Yeah, my teacher, he was like an actor who kind of blew his big shot.
What happened? Do you know?
He was going to be cast in one of those Western shows. Let's just say Bonanza.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. It's just some Western show from the past. And he said he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to get typecast. But then he never got another big break again.
Great. Yeah. You know, those days are gone, I think. No one really cares about that kind of stuff anymore.
Just get typecast. It's
they
fine.
They just take the role.
Take the role.
Yeah.
But I think he got let go a little bit after I left the school because he got too religious.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was because they gave you the most improved award.
That's
why he got let go.
That's a treasured reward. I have it as a plaque. If there's a way to make it the image of this episode, I want to do it.
Okay,
Most improved, Kim Horcher.
Let's take a picture of that plaque.
That means I was terrible. I'm not a professional actor now, just to put it out there.
Okay.
So this play is run by, the real group that runs it is the Mischief Theater Company. And they put on several works. They were founded in 2008 by Henry Lewis, Jonathan Sayer, and Henry Shields at LAMDA, the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art.
Oh, wow.
And
Is that like the top competitor to RADA?
I think
the
so.
Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts?
I'm going to say yes, but I actually don't know.
I think it is.
So
I have friends that would know.
I'm sure you would.
So do you, probably, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure I would if I thought about it. But they formed this troupe in college, and it's largely out of people that they picked from their class. And some others. But they made The Play That Goes Wrong in 2012. This was the flagship show, which started as a small production and became a massive international hit, including on the West End and later Broadway.
Which I saw in the West End or on the West End this year.
Oh, I wonder if you saw did you see these guys? These actors? These different actors.
Different actors, but I did see The Play That Goes Wrong. Yeah.
Okay, and it's a murder mystery?
It is.
All right. Yeah. I like that. And then that was followed by Peter Pan Goes Wrong in 2016, which I found on YouTube, if you want to watch that.
Oh, I want to see that, actually.
I'll send you the link, too.
Because my biggest criticism of The Play That Goes Wrong was just that you don't know the play, so I think it'd be funnier to see Peter Pan going wrong. Kinda. Yeah. That would be the one thing that as a student of dramatic acting, I would have liked.
Have you ever been in Peter Pan?
No, but I've seen it. I've seen so many different versions of it. I saw the Christopher Walken tap dancing, or was he, version.
Really?
Yeah.
What is this? I don't know.
NBC.
Oh, it was on
did a production.
National television.
Yes, and I mean, I've seen Peter Pan as a kid in on Broadway, actually. Then you've seen the Disney movie, of course. We've seen the Hooked. We've seen all the different versions of it on.
So it's ubiquitous, and everyone knows how it should go.
Right.
I was in a production of Peter Pan when I was like 8.
Yeah?
I was just a regular pirate.
Okay.
You know when there's like just too many damn kids?
They're like, you're a pirate. And you're a pirate.
Yeah. I remember my dad had a complaint about the show because one of the other kids was a little person and they cast her as one of the Lost Boys and she had to sing Never Grow Up. And my dad was like, that's really awful.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. How did they were they like, oh,
No,
we
no
didn't
one
look at
cared.
it that way?
No one
Or they
cared.
were like, sir.
I don't remember. I just remember
Okay.
he had a problem with it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Back to the Mischief Theater Company, they also made a play called The Comedy About a Bank Robbery, which is not featuring the cast of The Play That Goes Wrong or Peter Pan Goes Wrong or The Goes Wrong Show. They're playing different characters.
Okay.
Playing different characters.
But technically it is the cast.
It is the cast, but they're
But
not
not-
playing their roles that are playing roles.
Right.
This is like an inception.
Whereas in The Play That Goes Wrong and Peter Pan Goes Wrong.
And the show.
And the show, Henry's playing Robert, the other Henry's playing Chris.
Yes.
Charlie's
get into
playing
that.
Sandra. Okay.
They also have Magic Goes Wrong, which is a collaboration with Penn and Teller, where they play different characters again.
Wow.
But for this, they are playing the Cornley Polytechnic Drama Society.
Right.
Initially, they did start as pretending to be college students, but they're all in their 30s now, so I think that went away. But
Yeah.
so all of these actors are playing people who are also actors playing roles. So Henry Shields plays Chris Bean. He is the company's long-suffering director who struggles to keep things running smoothly. He opens every episode of the show by saying, I am the director, Chris Bean. And he's,
Yes.
he's kind of stuffy.
Everyone's really excited, but not really when he says that. Like he thinks
People
that.
always laugh.
Yeah, they laugh when he says it. Like he thinks that everyone's going to clap. His
Yeah.
character thinks everyone's going to clap. Oh, I will say something though. Just to the what are the Cornwall or the Corn? What are they called again?
The name of the theater company?
Yeah, the name
the
of the-
Cornley Polytechnic Drama Society.
So outside The Play That Goes Wrong in London, it says very hugely presented by
Cornley.
the Cornley.
Yeah,
Paul-
so
but it has a picture of each member of this dramatic society, and it has all the members of the play. But then for some reason, like in the middle, there's a picture of Tom Cruise. It's actually really funny.
I like that a lot. Okay, that's really good. So a lot of this is tongue-in-cheek, if you can tell from what Jason just described. They also have Henry Lewis, who also originated the Play That Goes Wrong and wrote it with Henry Shields, as Robert Grove. He is a very pompous actor who is constantly loud. He's always fighting with Chris over, he wants roles, has ideas about directions. In one episode we saw Chris was playing a dog for some reason, which was a looked like a stuffed dog on a skateboard.
That was somewhat animatronic, but not really.
Not really, and
Yeah.
it had a rough voice. But then Henry Lewis as Robert Grove goes, "I have some ideas," and they go, "The dog doesn't talk."
It's an inner monologue. But then why are you saying it out loud? Yeah, it's pretty good.
So he's like, he has a very inflated ego about his, how important he is and how good of an actor he is. He's my favorite character.
Mine too. And he's the one that gives out the acting books to little kids.
Yes, in the Christmas
when
episode.
he's Santa. Yeah.
This is going poorly.
And I think the name of his book is something like Anything You Can Act, I Can Act Louder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he loves being loud. Mm-hmm. And then we have Jonathan Sayer as Dennis Tide. Jonathan is the third writer or originator of this as well. He only gets small roles. He tends to play animals or inanimate objects because he can't remember lines. And he's pretty stupid, so he misinterprets stage directions, kind of like a Who's on First kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of his deal. It's not my favorite, but I think he has a lot to contribute as a creative force.
Look, there's something to be said for physical comedy, right? Like, to me, John Ritter was like one of the best physical comedy guys out there from Three's Company and all the stuff that he did as Jack Tripper. And so I appreciate any kind of physical comedy on screen because it always just kind of reminds me nostalgically of John Ritter. So
yeah, well, a lot of this is physical and slapstick. There's a lot of it like the set is falling apart, or in 90 Degrees, it's supposed to be about it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so everyone's hot, but they misinterpreted that to mean build the set at a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
So everyone's falling down.
But they readjusted their cameras so that that to me far and away is the best episode.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the Christmas episode.
Okay, I mean that had a lot of laughs as well. But
okay. We also have those are the three main actors. We also have Dave Hearn as Max Bennett, who is an actor who's really hammy, and apparently his aunt runs the BBC, and that's why he's there. Charlie Russell is Sandra Wilkinson, an actress who likes to appear hot and impress the audience. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Maybe you do. Bryony Corrigan?
Yeah, I think it's Bryony.
Bryony as Vanessa Wilcox Wynn Carraway. And she is, I think she was not in the original play, but was added later. And she did go to school with them. And so as her character playing other characters, she cannot improvise, and she has frequent accidents on stage as well. She also voices one of the main characters in Dragon Age: The Veil Guard with our friend Erika Ishii.
That's pretty cool.
So you can have the American version, which is Erika, or the English version, who is Bryony. Nancy Zamet as Annie Twyloyle.
And you've been playing that, right?
Dragon Age?
Yeah.
Or Nancy Twyloyle? Oh, hell yeah, I've been playing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's another actor who tends to be assigned to supporting roles. I've noticed she does a lot of physical things. Mm-hmm. Like, they had her hanging from a rope, and apparently in Peter Pan Goes Wrong, she's Tinkerbell, and again is hanging from a rope. And great. A few other actors as well. But those are the main ones who we can usually see. We also have a stage manager who we frequently see fixing things in the background. And a couple other actors who we don't see as often. But that's our main cast. So they're frequently fighting with each other, especially Robert and Chris Bean, over creative control or just being purely incompetent, like Dennis. And it's hard to recap this because every play is a one-off.
Right.
So the only continuing thread is we have that these real people are playing actors who are in the play. So we have their continued drama throughout. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, I think a testament to how funny it is that, all of their plays are still running. Besides the show, like a testament to how funny they are as a troupe, everything that they've written is still playing all over the world.
Yeah, I really want to see one. I would love it if one would come to LA, because I'm unlikely to travel. I'm not like you, where I get to travel around the world for work.
You get to travel. They send you places.
Who sends me anywhere?
You get to go to San Diego.
We live in Los Angeles. That's a 2-hour drive. That's barely.
You get to stand on a balcony for like 3 days.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, and I get to look down on people and pretend.
And
I
look
superior.
up and try to get your attention.
And I go,
then,
what?
And then you don't realize that it's me. And then I look like an idiot to everyone around me. And I'm like, Kim. I'm like, no, I know her. And then I get arrested. And I go to the wrong IGN party. Can we talk about that for a second?
Wait, what?
Remember, I went to the wrong party.
What party did you go to?
You invited me. You invited me to a party.
Yes, I did. I got you on the list, and I don't get to do that to many people.
and I went to the wrong party. It was at the hotel.
You went to the bar.
Yeah, I went to the bar party. It said presented by IGN.
Oh no,
so
that was a sponsored bar.
This was the party.
No, the real party was on the roof.
Yep. Yeah. But you know what? I had to go to the airport because I had to travel somewhere. I know.
You're so in demand. So my favorite episode, as we discussed, was the Christmas episode, which is called The Spirit of Christmas. So they are doing their stage televised play of the week for the BBC, and they present a Christmas story, I think an original story, in which Santa tries to help a little girl whose parents might divorce.
Right.
Cheer up. And unfortunately, Robert, who is playing Santa, accidentally gets drunk because there's a malfunctioning sherry dispenser.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I saw that and I was like, oh, is he drinking cooking oil?
Right,
but
right,
it was
right.
sherry.
There's actually, I guess, like, there's cooking sherry and then there's regular sherry.
Do people drink
right?
sherry?
He did.
Okay.
I can only imagine. I can only
Well, he's playing
deduce.
Santa.
Yeah.
And he accidentally gets wasted. And he starts, like, breaking the fourth wall by talking about his life. And he goes, like, I've been reeled down since Denise left me. And,
oh, man. Living in his Honda Accord.
in a van down by the river.
Yeah.
And Chris shows up, and he's playing a snowman, and he's in a ridiculous costume with no legs, so he has to hop around. And he's got a lot of makeup on. He looks quite grotesque. And somehow he gets stuck in a machine.
Right. There's a toy making machine that comes out.
It's like, this is so unnecessary for a play.
Right. And then they're supposed to be these elf twins.
But one of them gets stuck in the chimney because
Right.
they insisted on them all coming down the chimney, which made me realize, wow, what a stupid premise for a beloved worldwide character such as Santa Claus, where you have to come down the chimney.
Yeah.
So one gets stuck and he's like, my legs!
Man,
I'm stuck!
It makes me remember when I was a kid and thinking about, once the wheels start turning as a child and you start to realize that Santa might not exist. Sorry if any kids are listening to this.
Oh my God.
This is an adult podcast.
Say.
I'm saying you start to think that, right? So then you ask your parents, like, hey, Dad, like, what if you don't have a chimney? How does Santa get to those people's places? And then they always have like a quick answer for you.
Magic.
Yeah.
A wizard did it. Mm-hmm.
Well, or Santa magic or whatever.
If I have a kid, I'm just not going to talk about Santa at all. I'm just going to be like, no, I did it.
But their friends will.
Well, I'm just going to say your friends are stupid and you're a genius and you're perfect. And this is going to turn out so good. Number one parent.
Man. Most improved.
Most improved parent.
Yeah. I'm going to get you the most improved parent award when you realize that that's a bad thing.
This is far in the future. Like, don't even worry.
All right. I'm not overly worried.
Anyway, he's hopping around in the snowman costume and he gets stuck.
Right.
In the machine.
The toy making machine.
It's like two rollers like sucking him in, and like he tries to escape and he like tears a hole in his stupid snowman costume and crawls out and he's in his underwear.
But he still has
the makeup.
The horrible snowman
makeup.
and the carrot nose that something kind of
he looks terrible.
Yeah.
And Robert as Santa is like, not your best work, Chris. And then they keep trying to cheer up the little girl, and he goes, don't worry, my buttons are biscuits. Would you like one? And she goes, yeah. And he takes a button off his underwear.
Yeah, and she eats it.
And then Santa again goes, you just ate a button off a man's pants.
Yeah. Good show.
I loved it. It was really silly. I love things that are just absurdly silly, like real stupid. My likes are either just perfect poetry, just different themes weaving in motion to make a tapestry of art, or the stupidest thing you've ever seen. And this falls into the latter, and I love it.
Absolutely. And I will say Henry Lewis really is the breakout
He is
star
my favorite.
of this.
He is your favorite. I have a feeling anyone who watches this on our recommendation, he will be their favorite.
Absolutely.
I like him a lot. I want to see what else he's doing. He seems to be getting the most work out of the cast outside of the play.
Good for him. I mean, that was my only regret when I went to see the play that goes wrong. He wasn't in it anymore. Of course, because he's off doing a million other things. So I would have loved to have seen it with him.
According to this, he did Peter Pan Goes Wrong at the Amundsen in Los Angeles in 2023, and we missed him.
Yeah.
I missed him.
Yeah. Well, I missed him too. We both missed him.
Come back, please.
They should come back. We have some friends that know them really well. By the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
I'll tell you off air.
I'm not going to remember.
I'll remember.
Okay.
I'll remember.
And who was I going to talk shit on after this?
Shoot, I can't remember that.
The show that I really don't like.
Oh,
okay,
right.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
But there's no overarching story besides These are a bunch of actors who are not that good at their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really ambitious and they try hard, though. And I like that pluckiness. Though, unfortunately, this show is canceled. The BBC confirmed earlier in 2024. And but the plays exist and these exist online. And I think part of the point of this show is not just to talk about, like, the big hits out there that everyone's watching. You know, not everything's Stranger Things, but to also talk about hidden gems. And I think this definitely is one.
Yeah, I think really I don't know if the world needs any more shows about all the hits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we wanted to put this out to let people know about cool hidden stuff.
Yeah.
Like you said.
I enjoyed this a lot.
And, you know, we will, I would say in the future, because this is one of our first episodes, we don't know as we're recording this if this is going to be episode 1 or not. It probably isn't, but
I don't think so.
we know this is one of the first ones.
Sure.
And look, I mean, we will cover some shows that are probably big just because we love them so much.
Yes. But this is a banked episode.
Right. Yeah.
That's a secret.
Right. Well, not anymore.
Now everyone knows.
But the idea, though, is that I think that there's room for us to talk about hits, but only if they're ones that we're really passionate about.
Oh,
like,
definitely.
There's no reason for us to deep dive into
something everyone's done.
Yeah. Who cares?
I mean, I will
cares?
if I love it.
Yeah.
Did you just do a mobster voice?
Maybe, just for a second.
I recently just saw Goodfellas for the first time this week.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I missed out on a lot.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Can we do an episode on that?
Sure.
Or wait, is this only going to be on shows or can it be about movies
It
too?
can be about, if it's streaming.
Yeah.
If it's
and
streaming, it's fair
Goodfellas
game.
is streaming.
Yeah.
For sure. Probably
You know
many
what?
places.
I think Goodfellas is a good movie.
Oh, good. You know what? Newsflash. Wow.
I think people should hear about this
They
one.
probably should. We could talk all about that.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
think Ray Liotta was really great in it, and I liked it, even though I'm not really knowledgeable about the mob genre, which should be clear by me telling you I recently saw Goodfellas for the first time this week.
Does that mean you haven't seen Sopranos at all?
No.
Okay. Maybe that's one we could do too.
Well, then I have to watch the whole thing.
You might want to. Once you see it, you might want to. You know, speaking of Ray Liotta, he told a good friend of mine once to F off.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, wow, you know, you've made it in Hollywood because Ray Liotta told you to F off.
Was he, like, being, you know, nice about it or jokey, or was he being real?
No, he was being real. It was like a whole thing where my friend was hired to do behind the scenes on a movie. And I guess Ray was notorious about not wanting to ever do BTS.
Uh-oh.
And then he agreed to it.
His people
And
agreed
then-
to it, probably.
I mean, he agreed to it, like
Okay.
to my friend directly, and then sort of changed his mind at the last minute. And that's where the F off came from.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, did the F-off
R.I.P.
get recorded?
R.I.P. No, it didn't because the cameras weren't even ready.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was almost really good.
I know. But hey, it's a story that lives on.
Well, I got told off by Felicity Huffman when I was like an intern at a local LA news station covering a red carpet.
Oh no. Why? What happened?
So we were at a red carpet and I was like asking her about the movie, like about her character, and she was like, "Have you even seen the movie?" And I was like, "No, I'm just trying to learn." And she was like, "Ugh, don't come to me with this stuff." You know, she was being like really rude, and like the people around me were shocked too from other local stations. And the cameraman was like, "I am so sorry. That was so mean." And I felt terrible because I'm a little intern.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. I'm scared. I thought I should be asking more in-depth questions on the red carpet. Guess what? No, you need to ask stupid questions about like, is it fun to be an actor? Do you like acting?
Yeah.
You look great. What are you wearing? So I was not sad when she was in that legal trouble.
Oh, that was her?
Yeah.
The bribery thing?
The bribery, college bribery thing with Aunt Becky.
Yeah.
And I remember the camera operator, who was my friend at the time, he tweeted me like, "Oh, I think about you every time she comes up and how bad she treated you." It was a long time ago. I I think I'm over it, but I didn't forget it. So am I over it?
I don't know. Well, use what happened, take a lesson from it and use it as some sort of, power from within when you need to summon rage for something. Just think about how you were treated.
That's fine. I mean, like, maybe that's not, the red carpet is not the place to be asking questions about your character,
Which is, you would think it would be, but...
No, it's actually more like the place to get silly questions.
Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes you can have fun with them, but it's more like cheeky silly than,
right.
Let's get into your craft.
The questions about your character is reserved for when you're sitting down in front of a big poster of their movie.
Yeah, that's a junket.
Right. Yeah.
I guess.
The junket.
Yeah. Those aren't very fun.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's probably not fun for anyone.
No one really likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure the actors don't like it either because they stay in their seat and then if anyone's watching, I'm making a motion with my hands of...
They have us in and out.
A reporter coming in, a reporter going out. Reporter coming in, reporter going out, right?
Yep.
And then do the actors even get breaks?
I think they do.
Okay.
I think they do, but I don't know. I mean, I've only been there as a reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've run into some moody actors, and I've run into some very nice actors as well.
Yeah.
In that process, but... It's not my favorite, and I can see why it's not their favorite, because it's just like boom, 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 and it's just like, where do we get anything novel out of this? Where do we get any answer that hasn't been said 500 times?
Right.
And sometimes you have to do something kind of gimmicky, but then, like, the actors don't want to do that because they're tired. And,
right.
Like, I get it. I wouldn't either if I was tired and cranky. So, I mean, have you seen those videos where it was, like, Blake Lively and... an interviewer, and Blake pretty much just insults the interviewer?
No.
It's really cruel. But
I have seen the one where someone called Keira Knightley tired. That she looked tired.
Okay, that's rude.
That's
rude in any context.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not always on the interviewer's side, and I'm not always on the actor's side.
Right.
But it's a situation people don't like, and it often leads to not great consequences.
Right.
That is so rude, though.
It's super rude. I thought you knew about that.
No, I didn't know that.
Because I want to say her co-star, I can't remember who her co-star was, but her co-star was like, you just called one of the most beautiful women in the world. You just told her that she looked tired.
Don't tell anyone they look tired.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with that information? Oh, great. Right. I look bad. I think that'll help me with my day.
Right. Yeah. Just don't ever tell anyone they look tired.
Yeah, that's...
Unless they're like your best friend and like they physically look tired because they just ran a marathon or something.
Yeah, but usually don't.
Yeah.
It's also like, don't ask someone if they're pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
That can turn out bad
Backfire. Look at all the advice we're giving on this podcast. It's so good.
Yeah, and it's accessible to anyone who isn't a touring musician or some girl who can be on a balcony sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And the junket, the junket industry in general, is always, there's so many ups and downs, So.
I mean, I've done a few good junkets, but I will say those ones were virtual.
Oh.
So everyone's a little bit more comfortable.
Sure. They're in their own house.
Yep.
They're chilling in their favorite chair.
Yep.
Yeah.
If they want to take a break, they're in their own home and they can take a real break.
Mm-hmm.
Not, out of a paper cup.
Right. They can go cuddle with their dog or cat or something.
So those ones I've liked a lot better. That's a note to all you publicists. Online junkets are more fun for everybody. I think they can also control it more too.
Right, because they're on the line the entire time.
They can just cut me off at any point.
Have you ever been cut off?
No, but they do give me like a signal that's like 1 minute.
Yeah.
And then I've really squeezed that to be more like 3 minutes before.
Yeah.
And they get a little annoyed with you, but they also kind of expect it.
Promoting this last album that I put out this summer, we had a big publicity firm, helping me with the press, and someone from that publicity firm was on the line the whole time I was doing an interview.
They always are. They always are.
And they'll tell the person, hey, he's got another interview in 5 minutes. You got to wrap it up. Very polite, but I was like, oh, this is kind of nice. I'm not going to get behind because they're helping me keep my schedule.
I was supposed to interview J.K. Simmons
Yeah.
in one of these, but it got messed up because we needed him in this one like virtual room, and one of his publicists jumped in instead, and it didn't work, and we couldn't get him in the room and get him out of the room.
And then the time was up.
And I lost J.K. Simmons.
Man, what are you going to do?
Go back
Maybe,
in time.
You know what's going to happen? Our podcast is going to become so popular that JK is going to be like, look, can I be a guest?
Yeah, definitely.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Even though we have no guests.
He was really nice. He was nice throughout, even though we couldn't get it.
Would you make an exception for JK if he wanted to be a guest?
Fine.
All right. So JK, if you're listening, you can be our one and only guest.
I did like him. I'll say that.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
From what I did get from him, which was just casual conversation and problem solving.
Well, I think we're pretty much wrapped.
Yes, we are.
So
You have fun in Saudi Arabia.
I will. Hopefully I'll be back. I should be.
You will be.
And when I get back, we'll bank some more and start putting these suckers out.
For you, audience.
Yes.
You're welcome.
If you're listening, I guess. Welcome.
Yes. No, I'm excited for that. Have a very good trip.
Thank
Be
you.
safe out there. Do a good show. Is break a leg something that's good to say or bad to say?
It is, because I am a theater kid, as we have established.
Yes.
And anytime someone said good luck, obviously that was bad luck.
Isn't that only for Macbeth?
No, you learn that. I don't know. I learned it as always say break a leg, never say good luck. And even though as a rock musician, that doesn't really apply, to this day, anytime someone says good luck to me, I still cringe a little bit. I cringe. Yeah.
Wow.
It was baked into me so much by
theater?
Robert Smith and our high school theater. It was baked in so bad that you got to say break a leg instead of good luck, that even to this day, if someone says good luck, I cringe a little bit.
Oh.
I don't let it affect my performance.
Okay.
Because I am a professional. But it does kind of make me go, just say break a leg instead.
Oh, no. Well,
So, yes.
there we go.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And I feel like I've said good luck to you before. So now I say my bad and break a leg.
Thank you so much. Now I'm going to have an awesome time as a motorcycle goes screaming by.
Yay.
North Hollywood, everybody.
You know, there's a store down the street called Jason's Adult Arcade.
It is. I got to go check on the numbers later.
It's an adult store, and the sign says they sell lotions and potions.
Oh, wow.
What are the potions?
Well, I got to go talk to my manager on duty. And
Are they
out.
like D&D potions?
They are. They're mana potions. They're
that's cool.
Potions of greater invisibility.
Why are they in the adult bookstore / arcade? And why is it called arcade? Are there games?
You got to hide. I don't think they're games.
Oh, no.
And for the record, that is not my store.
Those
just
booths
so everyone
are
knows.
not games.
Yeah. That's not my store. But I do laugh almost every time I pass it because I think how funny it would be if it was my store.
You'd be a different kind of
I might not
entertainment professional. If you catch my drift. All right, bye everyone.
Goodbye.
Intro Skippers with Jason Charles Miller and Kim Horcher is produced and edited by Kim Horcher and Jason Charles Miller. The name order doesn't really matter. Additional writing by Kim Horcher. Theme song and incidental music by Jason Charles Miller. Take it away, me. You can rate and review this show on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars only, please. And you might find your review read on a future episode. Got a question? Email us at introskipperspod@gmail.com. That too could be featured on a future episode. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Intro Skippers on your favorite podcast platform. All right, for getting this far, you get a reward. I stopped talking.